Yankee and the Brit's the place to be. Radio living is the life for me. Airwaves spreading out so far and wide. Keep your FM, just give me that internet side.
Online is where I'd rather stay. I've got a lot of music to play. I just adore a Yankee view. Darling, I love you, but give me a show to do.
The Chat.
The Brats.
On air.
That's fair.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, British life.
The Yankee and the Brit on air.
And I do believe that we have him on the line. Say hello, Eric Gress.
No, how are you all doing?
Not bad, thank you.
Hey, I got to tell you, man, right off the bat, some wicked tunage right there. Sounds great.
Man, thank you so much. Yeah, that I actually tuned in. We're on the road back home tonight, and we just tuned in a second ago and heard you guys announce and play another song about whiskey. And that's like still, that's been out for over a year now, and that's still like the number one song for us. Like it's an awesome jam.
Yeah, it's great. Well, you sent over We Were On. We've been playing that quite a bit, and I didn't have any other tunes, so I went out and found some, and there you were on Reverb Nation, so I just took them right off of there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for doing that, man.
Oh, absolutely. You're kidding. We love our new music over here, you independent. You are an independent, right, still?
Yes, definitely. I've recently just picked up some booking support, a cool team of people that we're working with for booking. But yeah, as far as management, I have no management, and I actually like it like that for right now. With the size that it is, it's still easy for me to kind of control, and I like that. I'm kind of a control freak.
As long as you don't turn into one of those Nashvillians, we'll be all right.
A Nashvillian.
Don't you dare go Nashville on us.
Nashzilla.
I don't know. We play there. We're definitely out of Virginia. We live there and we travel all over the place, but our home is where it's been since we were born, and we plan on keeping it that way. But yeah, we play Nashville from time to time and stuff. So it's a different world out there.
I'm telling you. You been down Texas way yet?
We have not. I would love to, though.
What is the matter with you?
This is where it's at.
Get me down there. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
What's wrong with that manager of yours?
Oh, I know. We need to get Kelly. We need to get Kelly on the phone. That's the book snake.
Kelly, your job is on the line.
I know. That was.
She usually tunes in when one of her employees is on the show, but haven't heard from her tonight. She's probably out there cavorting around on some concert somewhere.
I bet she's out there
sure.
watching New Kids on the Block again.
I know. There's some concerts that I go to, and I play 3 a week.
Doesn't that make her a traitor when she goes and listens to New Kids?
I don't know. I kind of support that.
You support New Kids on the Block?
I support New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
I support
God.
coming out of the 90s, man. It's beautiful.
All right. You're still a young buck then, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us about the tune We Were On. I kind of feel like I've heard it somewhere before, unless it's just because we've been playing it so much on the show that I've got to know it. But I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. Is it a cover song of something?
Well, that tune is a tune that I wrote randomly. I came up with the guitar riff. So I'll give you kind of a long story, but it won't be too long. But anyway, we used to play, myself and all of the band members that we have now, we're all from pop-punk bands. So if you listen to that song, you kind of get the feel of like a pop rock, pop-punk kind of sound.
Yeah.
So I started with that guitar riff, and I was like, man, I need to tell a story. And so it just kind of flowed like the first lyrics. She drove all the way from northern Kentucky with her iPod and Ray-Bans on. It just kind of painted a picture immediately. I was like, that's cool, let's roll with it. And it just kind of flowed, and it took me probably a month or two to finish it because I didn't have a good enough chorus, I felt. And one day I was just driving around. I do most of my writing when I drive, really, because my mind's just not really, it should be focused, but it's not really focused on anything. It's just kind of wondering, how you are when you drive. And I actually finished the chorus to it. And we put it out and did a video for it. A good buddy of mine, Kevin Hayes, did the video, and I think that's another favorite. That's probably second favorite of our friends and fans.
It's probably why it's in my head then. It's probably playing it on the show here. But that's a good thing because it means it's kind of clicky, that it's sort of sticking in people's heads. Even if they don't automatically recognise it, they still recognise it, so to speak.
Right.
So how long have you been in music?
I've been playing music since I was 2 years old.
And you're what now? 16?
I'm 31 years old.
Wow, you sound so young.
Yeah.
So I take it you were the kid that was that had like a pretend guitar that was actually the sweeping brush running around the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, my first instrument. See, my mom and dad both played, music growing up and stuff. So I had a drum kit at the house. I had guitars. I started playing drums and switched to guitar probably around 12 or 13. Then I played bass, and I just played. I love Blink-182 and Green Day and Newfound Glory and all those bands. And so that was what I played up until I was probably 23 years old, and then kind of started writing country music. And so yeah, I've been playing since I could walk. Honestly.
I don't mean to laugh, but how do you go from Blink-182 to country music? I'm confused.
Well, it doesn't take much.
Always, you grow up in a small town. We're still considered the South where we're from. So, country's always around. And when you have, it doesn't matter what you love or what your style is, I guess. When you hear awesome guitar playing coming from, like, Brad Paisley, or great melodies and harmonies coming from the Zac Brown Band, or any of that, it's going to draw you to it. Like, I don't care who you are. And that's kind of what did it. And I was like, man, let's broaden our horizons a little bit. And that's kind of what we did. And, yeah, we just ended up playing country music. And it's been great so far. It's been the most fun I've had. Like, the last 3 years have been a blast. And, like, there's nothing I would trade it in for ever.
Awesome. Awesome. So what is your earliest musical memory from when you were young and had really tiny feet?
Probably trying to learn how to play, what is the song by Ozzy Osbourne?
Crazy Train.
Yeah, Crazy Train. Probably trying to learn how to play Crazy Train. My mom and my dad, they probably don't remember this. I think they might be listening tonight, so we'll laugh about this tomorrow. But
the reason
I was learning how to play the song. I wanted to know how to play it. I wasn't great at guitar. I was horrible at guitar. And we were riding in our van, and we had just gotten to the house, and Crazy Train was on the radio. And at that point in time, I was so young, I didn't know the difference. So I was like, man, this song's on the radio. I bet I can run inside and catch the music video on the TV before it goes off.
Aww.
So I found out I was completely wrong. But that was my song then. I don't even know how old I was, probably 8, 9, something like that.
I guess the reason I was so confused with the Blink-182 thing is because when we were doing rock instead of country music, and we got into the independents, and that's where we stayed. Blink-82, I had one song we used to play quite a bit, and it was "I Want to Fuck a Dog in the Ass." So I was confused as to how you got from 182 to country. But all right, now I get it. So it makes perfect sense now.
Yeah. No, that song, I know that song well. I do.
I'm afraid I'm not even going to ask you how you know that so well, so we can move on.
No, that's a good song, man. All of Blink-182's records are gold. I love them. Still listen to them to this day.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. But that's cool. So, yeah, Virginia. I always considered Virginia the South. Of course, I was born and raised in Ohio before I moved to Texas, so anything past the Ohio River was south in my head.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I could never wait to get out of there. Frozen tundra of the north.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, man, I can't do cold weather. I'm a wuss.
So is that all you do now? Is you just play music, or do you still have a day job?
I'm still working. I'm very fortunate to have a great job where I can work. I work about 4 days a week. My boss is the man. He's been one of my best friends for years, and he loves music as well. So he's really cool and understanding with what I've got going on. So I usually work Monday through Thursday, take off about 4 or 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and I get back home Sunday evening and do it over again.
Can we ask what you do?
Yeah, I do natural gas. I work in the natural gas industry. So I've done that for about 8 years now. It's a cool industry to work in, man. It's constantly changing, but there's a lot of good people and a lot of good things going with it. So.
Are you in a plant or out in the field, or what do you do exactly?
No, we're out in the field. We do the installation of distribution lines.
Cool. Construction work.
Pretty much, yeah. Basically, it's a contracting construction company for natural gas.
Hey, blue collar roots, man. You can't go wrong there.
There you go. I mean, if I write a song about working, it's not, it's not fake.
Yeah, I wonder why nobody calls it blue collar anymore. I mean, I always loved that term, man. A blue collar worker, Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, all those people work in the plants and people that make parts and construction and all the hard work, Mike Rowe stuff.
Yeah, no, nobody really talks about that much anymore. It's rare, especially when it comes to country music. It seems like in the last 5 to 6 years, country music has made, it's always evolved, but it's made such a shift. It's not about working anymore, family stuff. It's more like drinking beers in a bar, getting drunk. That's what most songs are about these days, it seems like, not even working.
Yeah, how many computer songs and cell phone songs can you write?
Exactly.
Richard, do you know who Richard Lynch is? Have you heard him?
No, I haven't.
He's got a song called Cut and Paste, and I slapped myself in the head when I saw the title. Then I heard the song, it's okay, but I was like, cut and paste, come on, seriously? Now we're getting into computer stuff, but it's a great tune, and he's a great artist.
Right.
He was on the show with us a number of years ago. Great guy and everything. He's really making it big, but you should check him out. But Cut and Paste, I was like, seriously, for a song title? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's talking about email and iPhone messages, and the only way that he's ever going to see her is cutting and pasting his picture next to her picture. That's kind of how the song goes. But it's quite well written, isn't it? He does some awesome music.
It's a great tune. Do you have your own band?
Yes. I've got 3 other musicians that roll with me, guys that I've known for years. We kind of, Josh, who is our drummer, he's actually with me right now. He's driving. We're making him drive tonight.
Yay!
But, he's been with me all weekend. We've been doing some duo acoustic stuff, and he's been rocking the cajon. But we have Garrett King, who plays guitar. I've known Garrett for years, grew up with his brother. Great family. Like, we all live in a small town, so everyone knows everyone. And he actually still plays in a pop-punk band as well. And Alex, our guitar or our bass player, we call him Dragon, he plays in the band with Garrett as well. So we're a bunch of pop-punk kids who now play country music most of the time.
And you do it great.
Cool. It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, you do it well, too, man. It all comes together nice. Where do you record at?
A couple different places. Most of the time, for the last several years, we've gone down to a place called Warrior Sound, and it is in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, right outside of Raleigh. But here recently, I've been going to a place called Crooked Sticks Recording Studios, and I've been recording there. It's in Bristol, Tennessee, which is about an hour and a half from where we live. And just kind of bouncing back and forth between the guys. I don't have any plans for another album right now. I'm just kind of demoing some songs and releasing singles and doing whatever. But yeah, I'm either in Bristol recording or I'm in North Carolina. And we have recorded in Nashville. It was a while back, and I'm getting a lot of the same qualities and feedback out of the recordings I'm doing in Bristol and Raleigh as I would probably recording in Nashville.
Well, remember now, Nashville ain't all it used to be or cracked up to be, however you want to word it.
That is true. That is very true. It's a song factory. That is where people go, and they will dump a pile of money into making their dreams come true. And if you don't have the right people helping you out, you could just be throwing money out the window. Honestly, there's a lot of great artists I've seen that have gone there to do things, and it's just, you're competing with some of the world's greatest musicians, some of the greatest artists out there. It's very difficult to go out there and just put out a song and say, oh, it's going to be a number one,
Yeah, I can imagine. It's easy on our end. We get to sit here and listen to the final product, and, it always sounds good, but, I know that the process is just not simple. Do you have any studio musicians that that play with you also, or are you pretty much just always your own band?
Honestly, the album that you all are playing the songs off of, the album is called Small Songs. I recorded every instrument on that record.
You played them all?
Yeah, I did everything from drums to guitar, keyboard, bass, banjo, all that stuff, and the vocals and stuff.
Wow.
And that was just, it was something that I always wanted to do. I was given the chance and did it, and I love it. Like, I'm glad that I did that.
Why do I imagine that song, Hey-ya, hey-ya, you know, where the guy's playing all the instruments and singing and he's doing all the dancing and he's in the video.
Oh, yeah.
Just reminded me of that.
Wow.
That's what I did.
What's it like playing with yourself? No, since I can't.
Would you like to rephrase that, husband?
I was going to say I wish I had another way to say it, but I don't really.
Yeah, what's it like playing with yourself?
You put it well. It is everything you would imagine it to be.
Can you still get the vibes? Can you get the? I don't even know how to say any of this without going on. But anyways, do you still get the vibes and the feeling, you know, that you're in a jam session with a group of guys? I mean, can you get into that place?
That's if he likes to play with himself in front of his band members.
Shut up.
How did we get into this?
Because I'm curious. I think it's very interesting how somebody can go in there and jam a song with themselves playing all the instruments. It's got to be a sensation of some sort to that, you know?
100% honest with you right now. I had never played any of those songs on drums. Like, I never sit down behind the drums anymore. So when I did, it took me 2 or 3, you know, you're playing with a click track. You want to make sure everything's on time. It took me about 2 or 3 tries per song to get it right on the drums because I was just playing. I didn't do a scratch track. I just did the songs off the top of my head. So once the drums were laid down, that was the only weird part. Like, after that, it was great. You know, once you start feeling the song, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. You know, do you feel that? I don't know. You know, when you hit that chill factor, I guess you might call it, when everything is just spot on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once you lay down the drum, you get the bass laid down. That's just the way I do it, anyway. You really start feeling the song, and I mean, you do. You kind of do get cold chills because it's like, oh, here are these songs coming to life. They didn't exist 2 hours ago, and now you're making something from nothing, basically, is the way I look at it.
So what? So you get to a certain point, you get enough music down that all of a sudden the picture of yourself playing these instruments disappears, and you're jamming with other. You're taking in the music now, and it doesn't matter who's playing it, so you can let yourself go into that, I guess. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, you're just in the moment, and it's awesome. But I will give you what you said. I mean, there's nothing better than sitting down with the guys or a group of musicians, and just, like you said, once that vibe or once that feeling hits, like the way it should sound, the way it should feel, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, I bet that's almost as good, if not as good, as a good orgasm.
I guess so.
Oh, we're back to that again, are we?
Well, that's what you get when you play with yourself.
Oh,
Very true.
We didn't want to know about your sex life, sorry. On to the next question. Hey, what was the first song that you wrote? What was it about?
The very first song?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I don't even remember the very first song I wrote.
Do you write?
I'm sure it was a love song. I'm sure it was a sappy love song. Like, you know, that's what you do when you're 12 or 13. You write about, you can't write on experience because you're 13 years old. What have you experienced?
She passed me a note in class and left me standing at the bus stop.
Yeah. I guess it's like, you know, Take Yes or No by George Strait, you know?
Yeah. Oh, jeez, come on. Nothing gags me more than that song. Oh, jeez.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead if you got something.
What are you driving tonight? Randy normally asks this question.
Yeah, you're out riding along. What are you riding in?
We are riding in a 2013 murdered out solid black Chevy Suburban.
Oh, boy, we're at the top of our class now.
There you go. Yeah, people think it's you know, it's the presidential motorcade rolling in, but really it's just us, and they get disappointed.
You said your drummer was driving?
He is.
He doesn't have his nipples hanging out the window, does he?
One of the left one is. It's the longest.
Well, who was it? Derek Andrew?
He has a long nipple and a short nipple. This is getting really bad.
Who was it? Derek Andrew that was riding a couple of weeks back?
Yes, Derek Andrew, another artist. He was talking about his, I think it was his bass guitar. No, it was his drummer too. His drummer had his nipples hanging out the window as he was driving.
I believe that. Yeah, I know Derek. I've met Derek actually 2 or 3 times. Kelly introduced me to him, and I've seen them play. They're really good. And we did a writers round in Nashville together a while back. And he's a good dude. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy to chat with, man. We always have a good time every time. He's called in a couple times now. It's been great.
He loves getting grief off me.
If anybody's going to give anybody grief, Donna will do it.
Oh, I believe it. Trust. I know that you guys had Tyler Hammond on, too, a while back, and he's a good friend of mine as well. I've seen him play several times. I actually did a show with him about a year ago, but he's a cool guy, too.
He's the one that wears the swimming cap on his head, is that right?
Wait, I've never seen that. When does he do this?
I guess now you'll have to ask him.
We made a poster for the show, like we did with yours. We made one for him, and we got his body and we stood it up against our Yanki and the Brit show logo, and he had this hat on, and it looked like one of those swimming hats, like one of those synchronized swimmers wears. And,
yeah, where he wears his hat backwards or something like that, or was it on forward?
I don't know what it was.
Oh, that's a toboggan. That's not a friggin' swim cap.
I thought a toboggan's what you go down in the snow in.
No, he looks like a long. Well, we used to call him toboggans, I guess, when I was a kid. But that's yeah. He looks like a longshoreman in the picture, I think. He should be down at the docks loading ships or something. The way he's dressed.
But yeah, he's another great guy. He's got some great music, and he put up with us.
We got to say for Kelly, has not sent us anybody we did not have fun with, or anybody we didn't like, or anybody that had crummy music. She is like right on top of that stuff. No matter what she may be like when you guys work with her on our end, she's just one hell of a wonderful woman.
Yeah, she's great. From the first time I talked to her on the phone to even now, like her personality, my personality, y'all's personality, like we're all the same people, It's great. It's great working with her. She's good. She knows what she's doing.
We've actually calmed down a lot. We've had to. We're getting out of hand sometimes. I mean, it is internet radio. We can pretty much do what we want. We don't care what anybody thinks, but that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But Randy strictly told me to behave tonight.
I told her to be good. So if she asks you any questions about vaginas, ignore it.
Yeah, she didn't tell you that I'm a preacher on the side as well, right?
No, she did not mention that.
No.
So we don't have to call you Father Eric, do we?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Either way.
What do I have to say that's going to make us have to call you that then? That way I don't say it.
I have no idea.
Well, good. When we get to the end of the 10 questions we have for you, that last question should be a good one for him then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait.
So, Mr. Eric Gress.
Oh, wait a minute. One more.
What?
I had asked him. I didn't know if he answered or not. Do you write all your own songs?
I do. There are a few songs that I have collaborated with. Warning Labels is one of them that's on that album, the Small Talk album. I wrote that with a buddy of mine named Kevin Sword. He's from about 20 minutes from where I'm from, so basically the same area. And he's a good songwriter. He writes a lot of music as well. So we collaborated on that one. And then, like, that whole album was pretty much just me. But here recently, like, the newer stuff that we're writing, lyrically, I do all the lyrics. But when it comes to the music, the guys have been helping me out a ton with, like, hey, let's do this, or let's do this, let's change that. So, I mean, we're collaborating on the music a lot, and I like that. I like doing that. I do like writing. I guess it's a 50-50 kind of thing. Like, I love writing my own stuff, but I'm going to write a song the same way I wrote another song, just because that's the mold that I work in. And these guys, they have different ideas, and that's what you need when it comes to songwriting. You need different ideas. You need to broaden your horizon a little bit. So, we've been collaborating a lot on the newer stuff.
Yeah, I think it's great you include them all. I mean, that's something a lot of bands don't seem to do.
Right.
As long as they have good input, that's a good thing. I mean, of course, you have. Yeah. I'm sure you have the final say, I would think, but that's all right. Way to go.
Yeah. No. They'll ask. They're like, let's do this here. Like, does that sound good? And I always ask them. Like, I've gotten in the habit now. It's just, I need to know. Like, I'll write something, I'll look at them, I'm like, is that stupid? Or is that good? And they'll say yes or no.
Do you guys, when you practice, I'm guessing you practice a lot, do you practice together or do you use your shows as practice time?
Oh, definitely practice. We practice one night a week, every two. We get together for about 2.5 hours, and we practice. Go over cover songs. We go over our own stuff. Sometimes we just tell jokes. Like, you know, it's just kind of like a poker night, except we're holding instruments.
When you're out on stage, do you get nervous?
No, honestly, not at all anymore. The only thing that ever stresses me is vocally, because like today was a little rough. I did a recording session on Thursday, played a show Friday, played a show Saturday, and then, you know, woke up in the hotel this morning, drove straight, and then got back up on stage again and played. And, you know, your vocals are a little worn after 4 days straight, especially, you know, these big artists, they can do it night after night, but hell, they're only singing an hour. You know, we do 2.5, 3, sometimes 3.5 hours straight. And when you sing for, you know, consecutively a weekend, you sung for 9 hours straight. I mean, your voice is just done. It was a little rough. I was just a little nervous about that, but other than that, no, it's great. Like, there's no better feeling than walking out in front of people and doing what you love.
Well, I was going to ask you to sing something live, but if you're going to sound like you've been dragged through gravel, then no.
Yeah, sometimes.
So, do the ladies throw their underwear at you when you're up on stage?
All the time.
Really?
Do any of them stick?
No, not really.
Well,
Actually,
then,
I've never had that happen.
well, then you've not made it to that stage yet. You got to work harder.
You're
Yeah.
not quite there.
Yeah, not quite. We'll get there, though. You know, fingers crossed.
When they stick, then you have souvenirs to bring home.
Yeah, exactly.
You can frame those with
Hang on my guitar.
you can frame those with your gold records next time.
Yeah, there you go.
If you get any the size of a tent come flying over, then you know they're mine, and I want them back.
We'll just hoist it on top of the Suburban and use it as a sail to float on home.
Thank you.
Hey,
She
Dad.
deserves every one of those words.
Ouch.
So what's your plans for the next 5 years? You got direction you're headed, or are you just riding the wave for the moment?
Just kind of riding the wave. I mean, got a lot of good songs that we've written. Like I said, we're demoing them. We're always just trying to grow the fan base. You know, social media is a huge part of that, whether it's Instagram, Facebook's dying out a little bit. There's not as many people on Facebook or giving likes as they used to, and that's not just for us. You know, I think that's for everyone, every musician or every business or artist out there. But I mean, honestly, man, just having fun. You know, kind of going where it goes, and if it goes big time, good. If it doesn't, we've had fun doing it.
Well, things could change for you pretty quick, you know. 1 minute you could be taking it in your stride, then next minute everything could change, you know. You could make it really big, really quick. Have you got any advice for your future self when you're rich, with lots and lots of money and ladies chasing you?
Save the money.
Invest.
Save the money and send it to the Yankee and the Brit. You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, exactly. No, invest the money and don't spend it on the lady.
So is it safe to say you're not married at this point?
No, I'm not married. I've got a girlfriend. We've been together almost 3 years, and things are great. So I'll spend the money on her. I won't spend it on the other stuff.
There you go.
You got to save it. But as long as she doesn't spend my money, you know, that's the one you got to watch out for.
Does she work?
She does work.
Then she can spend her own money.
That's true. That is true.
She's not going to like me when I get done. I know that.
She won't. I'm waiting on the text to roll in.
Let us know when that happens. What year will it be?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself in any time in the near future quitting your regular job and just doing music?
I've been giving it some thought. Honestly, I really have. It's got to go. It's got to go a little bit. I mean, I can't say it's got to go better than it's going. I mean, things are going great. It's just once the shows start getting a little more full, I can see that happening. We play normally 2 to sometimes 4 nights a week, and I could get by on that. I really could. It's just, security. Security is a big thing. I mean, it's America, so you never know. One minute something can be there, the next minute something could be gone. And,
yeah, that's so true.
So, yeah, I would love to, and honestly, I have. I've been thinking about that. So, like I said, that's going to be me out on the road, kind of like I am, 4 to 5 nights a week, and kind of home hanging out 2 or 3 days a week. So, I don't know. We'll see. I would love to say next time we chat that that's what has happened.
Are you opening for anybody big yet?
I have. We've opened for a lot of great artists. Last year was a really good year for us. We opened up for Tyler Farr, for Travis Tritt, for Sammy Kershaw, for Luke Combs. We opened up for Luke Combs twice. Kelly hooked me up with another booking agent named Tracy, and they got me into Blake Shelton's new bar there in Nashville. That was actually just 2 weeks ago, so they did their soft opening week, and we played, the first week they were open. So that was awesome. We've opened for Josh Thompson, several artists out there, and those shows are a lot of fun.
Did you meet Sammy Kershaw?
I did not meet Sammy Kershaw. I think he did a meet and greet with like 20 people, and it was while I was doing my sound check.
I just wondered what he was like. He seems like a pretty cool guy, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, the only people I really got to meet, got to hang out with Luke Combs. That was really cool. The first time I opened up for him, it was this kind of out in the middle of nowhere place. They have a lot of bike rallies there. That's not what this was that weekend, but it actually may have been. I don't know. I think every weekend's a bike rally there. But regardless, he was there, and my girlfriend and I pulled up, and he was just touring in a Sprinter van at this point, and he was sitting there popping zits, in his mirror. And I got out, and I was like, because a good friend of mine introduced me to his music about 6 months before that, and I fell in love with it. And so I just hopped out of the car, and he's sitting there, and we just started talking. I was like, hey, and he was great. His whole band was great. Like, they were awesome guys. And Josh Thompson was a really nice guy. Jason Michael Carroll, we opened up for him as well. Super nice guy. He had a huge amount of success in the early 2000s, and, I think that ever affected him. He's just the man. Like, he's the nicest guy ever.
Do you get nervous when you meet people like that?
Not really. You want to make it last when you're talking to them. You just want to, you want to be there for a while, and you want to talk to them and just keep the conversation interesting. And if you totally freak out or fangirl out or do a picture or ask for a signature, I feel like that almost pushes people away. So, no, you just got to talk to them like they're, your neighbor or your best friend or whatever. So, no, I don't get nervous at all.
Yeah, that's the way I see it, too. I would never come on to somebody like that with, oh, give me your signature. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, I'd just be like, hey, man,
yes,
what's up?
you would.
Oh, you're a jerk. Shut up.
You'd be like, Eric.
Oh, Eric, this is so cool, dude.
Can I smell your underpants?
Look, I don't want to see him whack off, and I don't want his underwear, okay? So chill
I'm
out over
beginning
there.
to wonder about you, husband.
Well, how about those 10 questions, and we'll get out of your hair?
First of all, where can we find your music? I know we found you on Reverb Nation today. Is there anywhere else we can find you?
You can find it anywhere. Everywhere from Google Play to Rhapsody. If people still use Rhapsody, it's on there. It's on iTunes. It's on Pandora. It's on Spotify. It's literally everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is.
I see Eric tunes everywhere.
Why did I marry you? I don't know. I can't figure that out. I'll have to work on that. Okay, 10 questions.
10 boring, mind-numbing questions.
What is your favorite word?
Man, that's random.
That's the
And
idea.
very boring.
My favorite word. Oh, my gosh.
What's your least favorite word?
Slaw. Like saying it makes the hair on my arm stand up. You know, like people put coleslaw on their hot dogs and stuff, and I don't really mind the way it tastes. I avoid it if I can, but when I hear people say, "Do you want slaw on that?" it makes me just think you're
Oh,
stepping on
slaw.
whatever.
Coleslaw.
Oh. Oh, I like slaw dressing.
No, but the way you say it with your accent, it doesn't bother me. Like
Well-
if you said it to me, I would be fine. But it's just I don't know something about the word, man.
It's those damn Yankees.
I must admit, I hate the way they say it over here too. But you see, in the UK, there's a big, gorgeous, absolutely amazing bottle of salad cream, and it tastes just like your slaw dressing over here.
Yeah.
Not with all the bits in, just you know what I mean.
So you're all about a slaw burger and a bottle of skeet, is that it?
Oh Lord,
Uh-huh. What turns you on?
is that a real question?
Yeah.
That's a real question.
What turns me on? A good conversation.
How's that working for you?
You know, kind of bored. No, I'm just kidding.
What turns you off?
The word slaw.
Oh,
What
he's really
turns
got
me
a thing
off
about
is-
it.
You must really have issues with that stuff.
A major turnoff for me, just in life in general, is just I don't know, people not being respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's-
do.
that's the big
Absolutely.
thing. People taking things too far with like all the issues in the world and just everything like that. Like I guess so. Honestly, I guess you could flip that into people not minding their own business. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. You want to hear a Randy rant? Tune in sometime. You'll hear me bitching about how stupid people are.
Yeah.
I don't
I
even like
guess,
to go
you
out of
know.
the house anymore. I can't stand to even go out among them. It's like I can't believe they breed even.
Oh, I know, man. You can't go to the store without, having somebody asking your opinion on certain topics and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't care.
And it's funny. One-on-one, I think people are great. You get to know them a little bit. You can have nice conversations with them. But as a group or more than a couple people together, it's like, go to Washington or something and go bury your head in the dirt or something.
Oh, and then there's
Right.
there's the posts online, like Americans in particular, they kind of go way over the top with stuff, like that gorilla getting out the cage or a little boy being in the gorilla cage. I can't remember what it was. And it is a serious issue, but Americans went absolutely crazy. They all knew the answer to the situation. And then the next day, there was something online about clowns scaring people. Well, everybody forgot about the gorilla. And then some kid was attacked by a crocodile. Well, everybody forgot about the clowns. And then there's those transgender toilet thing, and everybody just gets so forgetful over here. Yet they get up in arms about things they know nothing about, and then and then suddenly they're just so forgetful and forget about it by the next day.
And half of them don't even read up or check out what it is that's actually going on. 9/10 of it is friggin' bunch of fake crap anyways, and nobody even checks it out. They just automatically believe what they see, and it's like, you cannot be that stupid. Can you really?
Yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that is my big issue. I like to talk. I'm a big talker, but when politics, all the stuff that people say you shouldn't talk about, the politics, the religion, all that stuff. When all that gets brought up, I kind of get quiet and I just listen. But I try to avoid any argument or any confrontation at any point in time, just because
Well, to me, that's all personal stuff. I mean, religion, you believe what you want to believe. You're free to do that. Enjoy it. Politics, vote for who you want to vote for. Enjoy it. If the guy does what you want, great. If he doesn't, that's your choice. You made the choice. So what, But don't push that crap on me. I'll decide what I want to like. I'll decide who I want to pray to. I'll decide who I want to vote for. I'm a big grown-up adult. I don't need anybody's help. And if I do, I am smart enough. I will ask for some help when I need it. But other than that, don't push your crap on me.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're absolutely right.
Oh, there's a rant coming on. I got to move on. Next question. What sound do you love?
what sound do I love?
Yeah.
I love the sound, and this is the honest truth because this just happened, about a month ago. I love the sound of waking up basically the first morning that it's springtime, that summer's coming around the bend.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wait for the trees to turn green.
That's how I know life is getting good.
Yeah, we wait for the trees to turn green. When that happens, boy, we're like a couple little kids in a candy store.
And the fruit starts growing on the trees, and there's all new life everywhere.
You can smell that freshness in the air. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And to be in the mountains, boy, if you've ever experienced that, when I was driving truck, I'd park in the mountains somewhere in Georgia or somewhere, and I'd wake up in the morning with the windows down and the fresh smell of pine and the dirt and all that smell coming through the truck. Oh, what a way to wake up, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been blessed. I'm not, my allergies don't bother me at all. And, I live in the mountains. And, when the pollen starts happening and all that stuff, I hate it because, like I said, we drive a black vehicle and it gets covered and it's yellow by the end of the day. But pollen doesn't bother me. And there's nothing better than being from the mountains, waking up in the mountains and seeing the leaves change, smelling the smells. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and if somebody was to ask me what sound I love, it would be the sound of waterfalls. That's just a gentle one.
Nobody was
not
asking
Niagara
you.
Falls,
this is not your 10 questions.
This is still part of the subject. Back off.
And that makes me want to pee. Thanks.
We've still got a few more questions to go yet, so you'll have to go in your underwear.
What?
Yeah, go for it.
What sound do you hate?
My alarm clock.
What's your favorite curse word?
Ooh.
That's not a word.
That is hard.
Yeah, it's a tough one, huh?
Probably the worst one is the one that I throw out when when something goes bad, and I get smacked all the time for saying it. But it's the GD word. I'll throw that one out there.
The BD
I don't
word?
think it's good, but the first
GD.
time that happens, the GD word gets thrown out there, and I'm like, oh.
God damn it!
Oh, GD.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you said VD. GD. Okay.
That's vaginal disease.
Okay, then. What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
I'd like to be a lawyer.
What profession would you not like to do?
Septic cleaning.
Yeah, you're not the first one to mention that.
Yeah.
Number
Either
10.
that or a job I would not like. I would not like to be a police officer, man. I couldn't handle it. That or a teacher. I give teachers and police officers the most props because they have to deal with the most crap in the world.
You imagine
know?
the things they see?
Oh, yeah. The stuff they see, the stuff they have to put up with, I would hate it. I would crumb if I couldn't do it.
Oh, me neither. They'd be locking me up because I just couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Number 10, the big question for Father Eric over here. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did good.
There you go. End of the questions.
I feel like that would be a pat on the back,
Yeah, I'll be lucky if he even talks to me.
Yeah, me too, especially since we just covered my favorite curse word.
But I'll take my chances. I'm one of those ones, I'll do it now and beg for forgiveness later, I guess.
There you go. Exactly. Live life to the fullest.
That's right. Something you want to say? You're looking quizzical over there.
I was just wondering about the tattoo. I saw it the other week when I was looking for a picture to use. What's the tattoo of?
The one on my arm.
Yeah, I bet he's looking at his arm now, isn't he?
Yeah, I had to look at it for a second. It originally started with an old school microphone. So I had the microphone, and then I added the cable to it later, and then there's a picture of an alien. I got an alien face because I'm big on alien stuff. And then there's a quote on the bottom that says, "And today was a day just like any other." And that's from a band called Jack's Mannequin, which is one of my favorite bands, one of my favorite artists, I guess. And I was on my way to the tattoo shop to get something for filler, and that song came on. And I was like, man, I'm going to get that because that's a good saying, And today was a day just like any other,
Yeah, that's true. They're all, how's that go? Same day, different day,
same
same
different
shit?
day.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's what it is. And there's actually the only color that I have on it is a red heart with a skull in the middle of it. and that's the symbol of one of my favorite bands, Alkaline Trio. I got that a long time ago, and that's the only thing I have right there. But I plan on adding to it, but, tattoos cost money, and that's basically it.
I told Donna when I saw the picture that she used in your poster, which you didn't post on the show, by the way, is you look a lot like her brother.
He does not look
Oh,
like
really?
my brother.
To me, you do, but she
Brothers
seems
smell
to
of
think
wee and poo.
He sounds like he's a good-looking dude.
he's
No,
hot.
no, it's my brother, so brothers are pretty ugly. Do you know what I mean? Brothers smell of wee and poo and look like they've been hit by a frying pan.
Boy, there's love in that family.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
So, one final question. If you was to write a song for the Yankee and the Brit, what would you call it?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Hold on. If I was going to write it...
That's a great title. Ooh, that's a hard one.
That's a perfect song for us, let me tell you.
It would probably be called... that is a very hard one. I'm very creative, but when you get asked a question that catches you off guard, all creativity goes out the window. I would say, let's use that phrase, out the window. That was what the song would be called.
Yankee and the Brit are out the window.
Out the window.
I'm kind of like that. Creatively, I put on the spot, I can't think. But, sometimes I'll put something on paper and then I start building around it and then I come up with whatever I come up with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a load of shit.
Well, she's definitely full of that.
Shut up! What song describes your life? What song title?
What song title describes my life?
Yeah.
You talking just any song title out there? Or
Yeah, if it's Basket Case, if you're a complete nut job, and,
I do like that one.
They're coming to take me away. Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho.
I'm gonna go with this title, not only because we play this song from time to time, and I've already mentioned this band, but I'm gonna go with "Free" by Zach Brown Band. Well, we'll just say "Free" because it does. It describes my life. Like I kind of, and a lot of other people's lives too. But I mean, you just kind of live by the seat of your pants. You're just living free, doing what you want to do, and making of it what you can.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's a little bit of that southern accent coming out over there. About time.
Okay, well, unless you have anything else to add, the husband will be flushing you down the toilet any time now.
Well, the only thing I would add is to say thank you all so much for having me on. Big thank you to Kelly for, introducing us, and big thank you and shout out to anyone that's listening. Thank you for listening to this, and please listen to Yankee and the Brit every chance you get because they have artists just like me on there all the time. Great artists, better artists than me. But yeah, thank you all. Once again, we greatly appreciate it.
Well, thanks a ton, man, for joining us.
Yeah.
And make sure you come back and fill us in when you have some serious updates or something. Or if you do decide to do a new EP, get it over here. Autograph us one for our Yankee and the Brit Wall of Shame. Come on and talk about it. You're welcome back anytime, man. You're a hell of a great dude. And great music.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much.
And thank you for keeping the drummer quiet. It would have been a hell of a racket, wouldn't it?
Oh, I know. He's been chomping at the bit over here to say something. Hold on.
Yeah, let's say hello to him.
Hello.
Hey, you got the cruise control on?
For the most part. I've only been swerving a couple of times.
Well, as long as you ain't napping over there, everything's going to be all right.
The worst part is the music's off.
Oh.
Well, we're putting some back on. If you tune us in, you'll get to hear one more from Eric. Won't you love that?
All right, cool. Just what he wants to hear.
Well, we're going to do We Were On again.
We might even play you a Yankee and the Brit song, so you're going to have to stay tuned in.
Do it. We will. We'll stream you guys.
All right,
Hey.
man. Thanks a lot. Loved it.
All right, good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the
Love Shack, yeah, yeah.
and we're heading on down to the Love Shack. I got me a Chrysler and it seats about 20, so come on and bring your jukebox money.
The Love Shack is a little old place where we can get together. Love Shack, baby.
Love Shack, baby.
Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack.
Sign says, stay away fools, 'cause love rules at the Love Shack.
When it's 7 back in the middle of a field, just a funky old shack, and I gotta get back. Get it on the mattress, get it on the highway, get it on the front porch, get it on the highway. The Love Shack is a little old place where we can get together. Love Shack, baby.
A Love Shack, baby.
Love Shack, that's where it's at. Love Shack, that's where it's at.
Hugging and a kissing, dancing and a loving. Well, the next to nothing, 'cause it's hard as an oven. The whole shack shimmies. The whole shack shimmies. The whole shack shimmies when everybody's moving around and around and around and around.
Everybody's moving, baby.
Folks lining up just to get down.
Everybody's moving, baby.
Funky little shack. Funky little shack. I hopped in my Chrysler, it's as big as a whale, and it's about to set sail. I got me a car that seats about 20, so come